Okay, 7.4 properties of logarithms. I'm not. Here's the product property. Actually, they're graded. I just got to put them in. Log base b of u times v. These are usually put in parentheses unless it's just one term. Equals log base b of u plus log base b of v. Quotient property. Quotient property. I have log base b of u divided by v. Quiet. Equals the log of u minus log base b of v. And then the power property is where I have log base b of a power, u raised to the n. What we actually do is bring out that n in front of the log. So I have n log base b of u. This is a really important property. We're going to be using this section and next section. All right, so let's use the property to evaluate the expressions. Number 5, I have log base 2 of 4 to the 5th. I'm going to use a power property. I'm going to bring this power to the front. So I have 5 log base 2 of 4. I could actually go a little farther, can't I? Huh? It would be nice if I had a log base 2 button, but I don't. Okay. Remember our inverse properties? I could change this 4 to 2 squared, right? So I can write this as 5 log base 2 of 2 squared, right? Now, a couple of things you can do here. You can move the 2, multiply it by 5, and get 10. Or remember, again, back to our inverse properties, log base 2 cancels out that base 2 of the power. So I end up with 2. So either way, I'm going to be multiplying 5 times 2. So this is 10. Correct. Again, think of it a couple of different ways. You could think of this as using the property, bringing that 2 to the front, or it brings it down because we can cancel out log base 2 with the base 2 of the exponent power. Number 6. I have 1/3. I'm going to use the quotient property. So I'm going to take log base b of the numerator minus, you know what, I'm going to use cursive writing so it doesn't look like a 1, log base 3 of the denominator, which is 3. Again, these are going to cancel out. Okay, so we're actually just minusing 0. So I have log base 3 of 1. These cancel out. What is log base 3 of 1? What's the log of any number? What's the log of 1? 0. number 3, or number 7, sorry. This is going to be the, I'm going to expand it. By the way, these are called expanding. See how we're taking one log and expanding it to 2 logs? Here I'm taking 1 log and I'm going to expand it to 2 logs. Log base 3 of 3. I'm using the product property plus log base 3 of 9. Yeah, I mean, when you do enough of these, you're not going to write down every step. Because this one cancels out. You probably wouldn't even write that one. This one you're going to rewrite log base 3 squared, right? These cancel out, so this equals 2. And like I said, when you do enough of these, you're not going to write every step. Log 4 is 64. You don't even need a property because I can rewrite 64 as log base 4 of 4, what? Cubed, right? Therefore, my log base 4 cancels out the base 4 of the power equals 3. Bless you, my son. Okay, number 9. Now we're going to expand. I'm sorry, we're still going to expand. We're not going to have, bless you, my son. We don't, bless you, my son. We don't have to evaluate. Okay, be careful here. This exponent, this exponent of 3 is attached to that 7, so I can't bring it out in front. However, I do have a quotient here, right? So this equals log base 2 of 7 x cubed minus, because I'm going to use quotient property, minus log base 2 of y, the denominator. Now I'm going to bring, I'm going to use my product property. I'm going to separate these. So this equals log base 2 of 7, because this is multiplication here, right? Plus log base 2 of x cubed minus log base 2 of y. Now I can bring, since I only have the exponent of the x, now I can bring it out in front. So this equals log base 2 of 7 plus 3 log base 2 of x minus log base 2 of y. These really aren't that hard. Yes, ma'am. This one, since this is in parentheses, I mean, you could, again, there's different ways of doing these. With trig and log, you're going to learn that there's really a ton of different ways you can do problems. Since this is one number in parentheses, I'm going to bring that 2 out first. So I have 2 log of 7 minus, because it's a quotient. Now remember, this 2 is going to each one of these, right? 2 log of 9. So I'm kind of doing 2 steps at once there. That's it, I'm done. It's expanded. I can't expand it anymore. Okay? And the last one. Let's see, I have multiplication, right? So I'm going to use the product property, separate each number by addition. So I have log base 3 of 2 plus log base 3 of x squared plus log base 3 of y. And there's one more expansion I can do, right? I have an exponent on this x. I can bring it out to the front using the power property. Quiet. So I have log base 3 of 2 plus 2 log base 3 of x plus log base 3 of y. And again, you guys probably wouldn't write out every step. Now we're going to go the other way. Instead of expanding, we're going to condense. Condensing is actually easier because you know when you're done when you only have one log left, one log in the answer. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, so I have addition here. These two. By the way, make sure you have the same logs. This is common log. So I'm going to multiply 6 times 2. So I have log base 10 of 6 times 2 minus common log 3. Now I have a minus, so this is going to be a fraction, right? 12 over 3. Log base 10 of 12 divided by 3. What is 12 divided by 3? Log of 4. And actually, you can put that in a calculator because that's a common log. But it's not asking us to evaluate, so we're good to go. Okay?
Have you ever used this software before?
Yes.
For what?
I used it for designing plastic parts. Okay, so I have log of base 8, log of base 8, plus, so I'm going to multiply these. I have 5x squared and 3. So this becomes log base 8 of 15x squared. That's it.
How would you apply that to design plastic parts?
I'll explain it to you later. Okay, now I have coefficients in front of my log, so I'm going to go the other way, put them as exponents. So this equals log base 4 of x cubed minus log base 4 of y squared. I have subtraction, so I'm going to use a quotient property. This is my numerator. This is my denominator. So this becomes log base 4 of x cubed over y squared. I used to be completely cursive, but then students, what the hell is that? What is that? Because nobody recognizes cursive anymore, so I started printing log. But then students would go, well, is that a 1 or an L? So then I went back to cursive.
They stopped teaching in like 3rd grade.
That's just sad.
When I went to South Beloit, we had this dumbass like cursive workbook that we used to have to do, and we used to have to write in cursive for finding out that it was like $8 grand between me and December. Like, what time is it? Like a show for us.
Welcome to the real world.
Because life's expensive. Cars are expensive.
Oh my
Groceries and
God.
bills are expensive.
Insurance, groceries, all that fun stuff. That's why you need a solid education so you can have a fantastic paying job.
Like you?
So that, believe it or not, teachers' pay in this area is considered pretty good compared to the rest of the community. So,
I'm just gonna
yeah.
drop out of school and become a sugar baby mystery.
Wonderful. I would expect nothing less.
It's all about the thrill, Mr. D. Going to vacations.
You better get a 4th or 5th job.
For what? That's the point of being a sugar baby, Mr. D. Just make some rich old white man take me on vacation. Yeah. I'm gonna graduate and make one of them take me to fucking Prague or some big shit. Somewhere all rich people live. Take me to Fiji. No, I've never been to Fiji. You think I'm rich?
I would like to go to Fiji someday.
Yeah, I'd love to go there. I've only ever been to the Dominican Republic.
I don't want to. I have no interest in going.
Yeah, it's like weird. If you go onto the beach like after the resort hours, people are like they pull up on shore in like their boats and they try to sell you like guns and cocaine and women. Yeah, I'm so serious. Like women get kidnapped there all the time. That's why you're not supposed to go on the beach after the like hours.
Actually, it happens in all foreign countries.
Well, yeah, in the Dominican, like this guy, he was trying to sell us cocaine out of his boat. He's like, "You guys want some coca?" And I was like, "Coca." It's so weird though, because they all just walk around with like AK-47s and shit on the streets outside of the resort. Because inside the resort is really beautiful. I went to this dolphin thing though, and it was the saddest thing I've ever done. I cried again. Because like, I don't know, I just love animals, and it was like, they have like 60 dolphins. You know how big like an acre of land is? Cut that into quarters. They had 60 dolphins and half of that, and then they had like um, hella stingrays in one quarter, and then hella sharks in the other quarter, like nurse sharks. And then there was like 6 foot wide wooden path that went down that you walked through, and they had cages all the way down to the water, and they had sea lions in there. It was so sad. I fucking cried the entire time.
What? You have to sit up here. Nope, you don't get your quiz.
Like how far away?
Right there.
Right there?
That shit pisses me off.
Right here?
Fucking shit.
$50 million from what?
No, that's like his net worth.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. Don't ask me about it.
That's like the first thing I would ask.
Never.
But I'm not.
This one Asian guy. He's like 40, but he looks like he's 10. It's so funny.
So are you going to take credit recovery algebra too?
No, I'll probably. Yeah. I said, no. I got beat up with that one. He's so weird. He was talking about. I don't like Sam. That's weird. Oh. Yeah. What do you say to someone like that? I'm just like, whoa.
Okay.
Whoa is usually my go-to. Or wow. See, look.
Why? Stop. That's gross.
Oh my god, that's like 20 minutes. This is his face though. He looks like a regular guy. Really super
He
weird.
looks like the guy you see on the Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, like the sketch. Yeah. That's like a thing I guess. My uncle, back when he used to sell meth and shit, he used to have a
Okay.
couple, he used to have a couple chicks that lived in his house that he